Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, managing editor of Canada's Entrepreneur. Joining me today is Malika Rajani for Calgary's podcast. She is founder and creative director of Malika Rajani Leather and Outerwear at the Core Shopping Center and general manager of High River Toyota. Thanks, Malika, for joining us today.
Thank you, Mario, for having me. It's a privilege.
Okay, you sound like a very busy entrepreneur. Let's break this down into two segments in terms of what you do. Let's talk first of all about being general manager for High River Toyota. How long have you done that?
It's about 5 years now. Just a year pre-COVID, I started working here at High River Toyota. I've been on and off. It's a family business. Um, so I had that flexibility of starting a fashion line along with working here. Then I went specifically to work for fashion industry. And then I came back here when the family needed me and I ran the fashion business from here. So it's been about 5 years that I've worked in the position of a general manager for High River Toyota.
How long has your family owned that business?
It's about 15-ish, 20-ish years.
Okay, and did you grow up around the dealership?
I mean, I grew up in India, but when I came from India here, this was the first ever job I did here in Canada. I started off as a receptionist in the dealership and then just learned the ropes around, um, learned about all the different departments, and here I am now.
Okay. Is it I don't know. You don't come across too many females who are running auto dealerships. Has that ever presented a problem or an issue for you?
Not an issue. I mean, it always works it's an anomaly for sure. When I started, there were very few. Right now, the industry is growing and accepting a lot of female entrepreneurs, especially in a GM position. Um, right now, I think it's an advantage because a women GM is a lot different from a male GM in terms of thought process, in terms of uh, you know, taking care of their employees. So I think I bring a different niche to this whole role. So I've been accepted. It was a difficult process to start with, but I should say I've been accepted by my employees very well here right now. So
What kind of things do you think, as a female, you bring to that role that go beyond, say, what a male can bring?
I think there is a softer edge. Um, with male GMs in a car dealership, it's a lot aggressive. It's a lot. I think there's more. It's a little bit harsher environment. I bring a softer edge to this position. Also, coming from a different, I also work in fashion, so my thought process is a bit different compared to what a car GM would think. I bring in different perspective to the business as well. So that's the benefit I have here.
Okay, let's talk about the fashion side of things. So, tell me, like, have you always been passionate and interested in fashion?
Always been, but as a daughter of an Indian parent, um, my dad was always of the opinion that fashion can be a hobby and I need to go out and get a degree. So I did my bachelor's in commerce and then I went out to do master's in business management with finance and marketing as my background. Um, and then when I had the opportunity when I moved to Canada, that's when I decided I need to pursue fashion because I've always wanted to. And I went to New York to study fashion at that point.
Okay, and where did you study in New York?
I studied at Parsons School of Design in New York.
Okay, and after studying there, where did you go and what did you do?
After studying there, it was 2008 and there was recession all over North America. So I interned there with John Varvatos and Ralph Lauren, but it was hard to find jobs there. So I came back home, and I met someone from Cross Iron Mills, which was the new mall that was just starting up. And I decided to open a store there, not with my design specifically, but just a store that carried different brands. And I did that with a business partner. We started off, and eventually I just turned around and I was like, I studied to be a fashion designer. I need to create my own designs. And then I slowly transitioned into creating my own designs.
Okay, and when you know, when you were doing that, what kind of stuff were you doing? Like, uh, you know, what were you designing specifically?
I started off with silk dresses.
Wow.
Uh, it was completely different from what I am doing right now. And it was different at that time. Social media was not prevalent at that time. To find manufacturers was very difficult. So I went through a phase of creating silk dresses. Um, I didn't find the niche in there, so I just slowly this is how I started the leather brand was I myself wanted a leather jacket. Couldn't find anything different in the market. Everything seemed pretty similar. Every single brand looked the same. So I just went out, created a leather jacket for myself. And every time I wore it, people asked me where it was from and they wanted to buy it. And that just triggered me into creating just couple leather jackets. I did really good with them, and I just diverted into that segment eventually.
Oh, okay, then. Now you fairly recently opened a store in course the core, right?
Yes, it's a pop-up. It's a pop-up for a couple months, just to give visibility to my brand. I do really good online sales, and I pop up here and there for a day or two. But this came up as a good opportunity to just have more visibility to the brand. So I decided to do that around Stampede, especially where people love leather, fringes, and that's what I've been offering right now.
Oh, okay then. And tell me just a little bit about your thoughts for the future. Like, are you thinking of a permanent store or?
It depends how these couple months go. I think the shopping habits of people are turning a lot towards, they have actually transitioned towards online shopping a lot. Um, I don't mind having this business concept of popping up in different malls for 3 to 4 months. At once. So people get to feel, try, and look at the entire lineup at once. So I like that idea. But if the store does really good here, then I don't mind extending the contract and just staying there if that's allowable or feasible.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you manage to juggle both? You know, that's
The my biggest advantages
what's
is
that?
the biggest advantage for me is it's a family business. High River Toyota is a family business.
Okay.
Um, so I have some leeway. And also, most of the time when I'm designing, when I'm connecting with my factories, because they are in Asia, my time difference is I have to sacrifice on my sleep while I do that and get to work in the morning here at High River Toyota. So it works out in that way. In terms of running the store right now, I have really dedicated employees that are doing the job, but once in a while, like I take a day off here and I just head to the store and tell everybody I'll be in the store this day, so come see me if you want to see me. So it has been working out quite well so far.
Okay, I'm just curious now, obviously in two separate categories, right? You're in the auto sector and you're in the clothing apparel sector. Um, what are your thoughts on what you're seeing out there about consumers these days in this market and how they're responding to a lot of the challenges that are out there?
I mean, I see that the I see that weariness in shopping these days because people are uncertain about future. Um, some people want to make their shopping decisions sooner because they're not sure about what is to come.
Yeah.
Um, and some people are just they don't want to pull that plug yet. They just want to wait it out. So it's like in terms of in car business right now, um, if the tariff comes along, then the pricing goes up quite a bit. So it can be challenging for the customer. So you see two different kind of customers where some want to pull the plug right away, some want to just wait it out, ride it till the decision is made. But it seems like the decision just keeps on delaying. Um, and meanwhile, they miss out on the opportunity to buy the vehicle they like because of the color, because of the availability, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
In terms of fashion industry, I think people buy for occasions. People buy um, for events. Right now with Calgary Stampede, which is huge, and this year I think Stampede has come back much bigger than the previous years. And people have the occasion, and they want different. They want these outfits in their wardrobe. So I find that that part of the consumer who are buying for events and they want instant gratification and they're pulling the plug quicker. But in terms of a bigger purchase like a vehicle or a car, like people are thinking a bit more.
Yeah, like it's funny, right? When you look at things because despite all the challenges out there, everything so far had been pointing in a positive direction for consumers, right?
Yeah.
And you have on one side, and I know auto sales have been up. I know retail sales in general have been up, and yet on the other side of things, I see things like consumer debt rising. I see consumer insolvencies rising. I see I guess, a movement towards kind of discount stores and all that. So it's kind of a weird time. Like as a business owner, how do you wrap all this stuff in your head and come out with a plan and a strategy?
I think consumer behavior is changing more frequently than, where we used to be able to predict from the previous data. It's not that anymore. Every day, every single month, we have to change our strategy in order to bring customers in our store. And also, High River Toyota, we are a rural store. So at this point, I don't think discounts have been working for the customer, at least for us. Um, us being outside, our pull is more towards customer service. I think some people are driven by customer service rather than discount. Um, in terms of fashion, a lot of people are gearing towards secondhand fashion, which is still relevant. So, um, different segments of people are behaving differently. Like you have to really categorize people into different segments and cater and market towards those segments separately so that you can bring all of these different people in your area to shop or, to acquire what you're selling.
Yeah. Malika, what do you like about being an entrepreneur?
Um, that I have the control. Um, that it's not easy, yet it is satisfying at the end of the day. So I like the final outcome of it all. Like at the end of the day, I go home satisfied after what I've put in the effort when I see the results. That's satisfying.
Yeah. What would you tell a young person if they came to you for advice that they want to be an entrepreneur? What would you tell them?
It's not easy to be an entrepreneur. There's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of sleepless nights. Um, but after all of after having said all of that, it is gratifying. It is like a child that you've raised and then you see them successful. So even if somebody fails, you learn from all of that and then you move on to create something new. But I feel like it's not just about the end product, but also about the journey. So there's a lot of learnings. It's your mistakes and it's your learning. So at the end of the day, whatever is the outcome, um, it's your decision. So I believe that a lot of people take all the positives out of it, like I normally do, and learn from it. So it's a good opportunity
Yeah.
for
Now,
everybody.
now we know, being an entrepreneur isn't is time consuming, right? It's almost 24/7, and then that's just a regular entrepreneur. Now we got you that's regular entrepreneur times two. So even more so. So what do you do? How do you find that what that balance in life? What do you do to kind of unwind and get away from work?
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to balance, but I travel quite a bit. I try to get out of the city where I'm not accessible. Obviously, I'm accessible to my employees when they want, but they know when I'm out, they try to figure things out on their own. Um, but it's just to take myself completely out of the picture, and that just gives me a good break. It wherever I travel, I also come back inspired to create more. I just am regenerated when I come back, so I come back with a force. So that's my out. That's what keeps me going.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Mario, for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, that was Malika Rajani, who is founder and creative director of Malika Rajani Leather and Outerwear store at the Core Shopping Center right now, and general manager of High River Toyota. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, managing editor of Canada's Entrepreneur. Thanks for joining us today.